Hey, hey, welcome to Game Topper Studio. I'm Burky, and this is Burky Jr. or JJ Burkton or Josiah Burkton. Josiah has been such an amazing help to Game Toppers. He manages our shipping, customer service, and logistics, and has just been a super help to the company. He likewise is going to be running our live StreamYard. This is the first time we've done it, so bear with us if we have some little fun glitches, but we'll do our best to reach out to each one of you. One of the things that we wanted to do in this update is actually go through the Kickstarter step by step, and hopefully by doing that, we'll be able to give you some pertinent information that's hard to relay in pictures and in text, and at the same time, we'll be able to answer some questions for you as well. So with that, I think we're going to jump into it. But before we do, one thing that we both want to say to you and our family, our company, is thank you so much. $300,000 in 3 days. Woohoo! I mean, that's fantastic. You know, maybe we're going to join the elite $1 million club, and maybe we'll have a stretch goal where Burky's gonna dye his beard purple or shave it off or something. My wife would love that. I think she tolerates it, but the kids love Santa, so it's okay. But but anyway, we are seriously so grateful. Just think, in 4 years that we have been able to deliver Game Toppers 2 successful campaigns all over the world, 18 countries in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, even as far away as Singapore. I mean, it blows our mind to think what has happened and all the things, and yet we're still growing. We're still working on getting better. We have a lot of room to grow, and we're working hard to do that so that we can upgrade every game you play.
So as we're going here, let us know we're getting started. Let us know if the audio and everything is sounding good. Any levels we need to adjust, or if we're doing good. Chris Goodblood asks, when is the Burky Jerky unlocked?
Chris Goodlood from the Charity Board Gamer. Good to have you here. That people have been known for the Burky Jerky, but that's usually a convention thing, and that's tucked nicely in my backpack where you have to come and request it, but who knows?
Raymond says the audio is sounding fine, so that's good. We're good on Facebook at least.
Okay, good.
There's some goods coming in from YouTube.
I see we've got Raymond from the Netherlands. Raymond Hawken from Board Game Heaven is a backer of ours, and we met him at Essen last year, and he actually helped us a little bit in our booth and then purchased this huge package of everything, and he has been so helpful to help us while I'm sleeping at night, the few hours that I am getting. And he's been answering questions so well, and an amazing video at the bottom of the campaign thoroughly explaining the extension leaf system and how he did that. And it was a really great video. So many thanks to Raymond. So you have to let me know the questions because I can't see them from here.
Yep. No other real questions so far.
All right, well, we're going to jump right into the campaign. We're going to start from the top and just go down a little bit and talk about some of the products. Much of this you will already know. You see that great goal there that we're at 296,000. Woo! All right, we're scrolling down. Hopefully you all can see this well. You can keep going down. Third Kickstarter, there's a picture of us. You're seeing us in the studio. Just keep moving. There is a picture of our new prototype 36 by 48 inch Adler game topper with the walnut trim. We actually have that sitting right here, and we're going to show you some things. I'm going to be able to pan the camera around. And the main thing that a game topper does is transform your table into a high quality board game table with a lot of different features. This Kickstarter, we have some enhancements to that we're going to explain as well. And you're going to see there we have new options, luxuriant, premium. You guys can read through all that. We'll just scroll through it. It's military powder-coated black aluminum. It's the most expensive aluminum that I can buy. It's T6 rated. That isn't aircraft quality, so it's very good.
Question here from Nicholas. Is the Cthulhu Map stretch goal, or will it be available no matter what? Says coming soon.
It's a stretch goal, but we feel that we'll obtain it. We put a lot of effort into doing it, and the art assets are done. So more than likely that will be unlocked. But how many sizes that we make it in will depend upon our backer community. Whenever we make these decisions, for me to add one mat and run the gambit of our sizes is a $9,000 to $12,000 decision in our warehouse and our shipping. And you do multiply that times 20 and it becomes a significant business decision. So we want to listen to everybody's desire and then make some good decisions.
Silent Love has a question here. First time backer and I'm super excited. Any plans to make the dining cover wood also?
It's a great question. On this campaign, we have not done that. Wood prices right now are not attractive. To do that would require more testing and prototyping on our part to fit our system. But the dining covers we're going to talk about in a little bit. We'll go through some of the features of that, and I think you might like them for a reasonably high quality solution and yet being an affordable solution compared to hardwoods.
Trent asks, leg kit question, will a Holmes half with a rail be able to use the leg kit?
It's such a great question. The answer is yes, and we're going to come back to that when we scroll through the campaign.
All right.
All right, so we're going through here. One thing you'll note here is that we have international delivery again. We have the United States, Canada, UK, Australia, and the European Union. There's a few places outside of that we can deliver, but requires customized quoting. Honestly, shipping outside of where we're comfortable knowing what to do is more expensive. So we have to handle those on an individual basis. You'll see John Zinzer there, good friend of mine, the CEO of AEG. And what does he say there?
AEG is a huge fan of game toppers. We use them at all of our conventions domestically and in Europe. They're also center stage at the AEG Larkstone Gaming House and Studio.
AEG has been a wonderful partner, and we have over 30 publishers that use our show kit, our toppers in their show kits at conventions. And AEG actually has 12 of the Adler with the leg kits that ran through several conventions for us to test the proof of concept to make sure that they were stable and durable and could handle the rigors of heavy convention use. And it wasn't until we had tested it that I felt comfortable bringing that to market. Then BJ Shea, BJ is such a good friend. I met him at PAX Unplugged, and he became a backer. Little did I know, he was the great BJ Shea of the Migs and BJ morning show, and he's also part of Geek Nation podcast, which we recently just shot a episode of that's going to be released in the future. But he's a great backer there. You're going to see a lot of quotes from people in the hobby and what their experiences are with game toppers. You're seeing there is a video. It's long. I'm not known for being concise.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, see, Siri doesn't even get that. She's right. The video is about 9 minutes, but we go through step by step all of the accessories, the game mats, the accessory rail that converts one of your half of your topper into a mini topper by just adding the accessory rail, the extension leaves, the leg kits, the dining cover, and the back of the topper and how the rubber 3M material keeps your topper from moving on your table. These are wonderful resources. I realize it's long, but we wanted to be informative because this isn't just a simple project, that we have so many things to talk about. We wanted to give you some good information. That video is a great resource. And there we go. You're seeing the 3 styles of game toppers. You can get it in our standard military grade aluminum black, or you can get it in the luxuriant oak, and that's real oak inlay. That takes a separate luxuriant extrusion that's a different mold for our aluminum, and that allows us to put in these high quality hardwoods. You'll notice the corner on that model is the HDPE corner, which is heavy duty resin, super durable, looks great and matches the rail beautifully. And then we have the premium walnut and walnut corners to give you a little clue of the quality and the extra steps we take. This material uses a catalytic finish, and it's very hard, near marine grade quality. And there's several coats of it. There's lots of sanding processes so that these measure up to my standards. And honestly, if it's not good enough for my home, it's not good enough for me to send it out to your home. Our good friend Jeremy Holmes from Blue Peg Pink Peg, he has a quote there, but Jeremy has purchased 4 game toppers from us in his studio there for Blue Peg Pink Peg. And the Pegs are great friends of ours, love all of them, and he designed his whole game room around that. The first model you're seeing is the Lestrade. The Lestrade is half of our Holmes topper, and that means if you added an accessory rail to half of the Sherlock Holmes model, it becomes the Lestrade. The Lestrade on our Generation 2 and beyond rails, which we're going to explain a little bit in later questions, I'm sure, that you can actually attach that rail to half of your homes to make a Lestrade, and then the leg kits are compatible for this, and this is available in all 3 finishes. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah, we have a couple here. So we have a question from BJ Rojas.
BJ, Board Game Gumbo!
Says, Burky, congrats on the project. Question, what do you look for when adding unique new mats to your product line? Art, name, theme, love the new mats.
Wow, he nailed it. All of the above, you know, it's like, yes. I think theme in board gaming is so important to me. I love tricking out my games, and playing on a mat that is environment for the game is like, you probably can't see it quite real well, but right now we're demoing this on our scythe-inspired resource map, and it is so gorgeous. It's got farms, and it's got a mine, and a lumberjack cutting, and you know, all this stuff. We played Stone Age on this mat, and it looked great. We even played Wingspan, and the color palette was gorgeous, and playing Scythe on it. I mean, Jamie Stegmeyer gave us permission to use our artists to produce this idea, and that all came from theme. It came from the art style, so that we could do a high quality print, but to create that environment. So we have a lot of fun ideas coming in the future also.
Brian Baker asks, are leg kits easy to transport? Do they have their own bag, or can they go in the topper bag?
That is a great question, Brian. They are very easy to transport. The legs screw into the bracket. The bracket screws into the bottom of the table. And I'll just say this while we're asking this question. A lot of people are saying, hey, show us a video of how this thing goes together. And we're like, yep, we'll get there. We've already shot the footage, but it's not edited. It's boring, to be real honest. It's just simply putting in these special hammer screws, locking them down. It's simple, it's easy. I wouldn't have made it if it was complicated and required a lot of engineering or anything of that nature. So it's really simple to install. You can do it 15, 20 minutes. You'll have everything set up. Once the brackets are installed, you don't have to take them off, but the leg screws into the bracket and then simply screws out. You can put them in the pouch of the larger storage bags. There's a Velcro pouch. You can put them in there. But we also have a double mat and a double rail storage bag. You can put them in there. And we may even consider doing something at the end of this campaign for a leg kit bag. I am always very thoughtful. If we already have a solution, we might as well use that, because we can produce it in quantity and it's cheaper for you guys. So that's that type of thing. But to answer your question, yes.
Mike asks, I understand the aesthetic upgrade from aluminum to wood inlay, but in your opinion, what are the other advantages of the wood inlay over the aluminum?
It's a great question. I'm a craftsman, so I just love that heirloom quality. I love the grain in wood. So it's an aesthetic thing. The rail system itself are identical except for that inlay capability. The aluminum is actually extremely comfortable. You're going to notice that all of our edges are intentionally rounded at a really nice radius, so you never have any pressure points on your arms. The rails all incorporate this lovely channel that allows you to put cards and even tiles in, and it works fine with the wood inlay version or the standard. If you have your topper in a basement, for instance, and say that it's cooler, well, this is aluminum, so the aluminum is going to be slightly cooler on your arms than a wood top. You're still going to feel a slight amount of the aluminum edge, but wood provides a little bit of luxury, and it costs a lot to do it, and it's quite a process. If we were able to show you everything that went into that, that would be a whole nother video, but it's lovely. So I'm a big fan, but our standard toppers with the powder coated black are super durable. Cool Mini or Not has 18 of these toppers. They've been to Europe. And at the end of a show, everybody's tearing everything down quick, and everybody's wanting to get out of there, that whole gig. and all these shows and these toppers still look like they're brand new. And so convention use, retail store use, very durable. You're going to have a product that you're going to be able to live with a long time.
Jim asks, how stable are the tables with the leg kits?
That's a great question. We're going to show you a leaf bag that we haven't revealed yet for our dining cover, a dining cover bag. And we're going to pan over to the Adler here, and I'm going to be able to show you. Just so you know, Burky is a beautifully plump individual, and I wanted these things to be stable. I weigh about 230 pounds, 5'10". And the first thing that I did when we got our prototype, we've been prototyping this for 2 full years, trying to integrate our first generation rail to incorporate a leg kit. And unfortunately, all the money that I spent trying to accommodate that compatibility, we just did not come up with a product that was stable enough. It felt wobbly. It was super expensive. So why would you do something that's going to cost $300-400 if you can just buy a folding table that's just as good or better, right? So we did a lot of diligence. I spent a lot of money and time, but we realized that we had to reintegrate our aluminum rail with a design on the underside called the screw channel. That meant making new molds. And so back in 2018, we started that process. In 2019, on our second Kickstarter, which we refer to as Generation 2 rails and beyond, all of those rails from now on have that screw channel, but that allows us to lock devices underneath the topper mechanically that are very durable. And I feature backward compatible because I deeply care about all of my backers. We just weren't able to do it. The second thing is this thing stable? I told the production team at the warehouse they had the center support of our longer Sherlock Holmes topper. The legs were installed, the center bracing that we'll be showing you more about. And I said, I don't want to hear much. I said, this is the proof in the pudding. And I jumped right up on the top of that table right there and bounced around a little bit. Not a problem. It worked just fine. You know, of course, you get on top of a table, you're going to have some movement. Just jump on top of your kitchen table. You'll have some movement. But it's nice and it's solid, and I have no worries about it being dependable. That was a long question or a long answer, but I know a lot of people are super excited about the leg kits, and I want to be as open and transparent with that information for y'all.
Brian asks, if the leg kit is on, can you take the legs off and still set it on a table?
Such a great question also. The brackets are recessed, and the center bracket is recessed. There are 2 cross supports on the Holmes and Watson. Those 2 pieces would need to be removed, but other than that, all the other brackets can stay on, and it will not damage your table, under table, or anything. So you can have the best of both worlds. It still is a topper in your kitchen, dining room, wherever else, and portable leg kit solution.
Justin has a follow-on question. Will we be able to get additional brackets so that we can have brackets permanently on the ends of the Watson or Holmes, and then be able to add brackets to the half rail kits? Will they work with the rail kits?
Yes, and that's correct. Yes, they will, and that is a possibility. Right now, we're going to package them in 4 packs, but if we see people have a demand that they want additional, we can do that. We'll have to work out the logistics of that with our packaging. So that becomes a little bit more of a thoughtful discussion that we have to analyze. One of the things I'll mention about the leg kits, because I know there's probably the biggest thing that we're getting questions about is, well, what about my Mycroft? You know, we have a lot of wonderful Mycroft backers that have our big 4-foot by 6-foot honking Warhammer table. You know, it's an awesome table for the big miniature games, but that's 4 feet of spanning, and shipping product that is 4 feet long is crazy expensive. So it's not whether or not we want to do it, it's whether or not it makes sense to do it and how to do it so that we can get the cost in line, and that just requires development. With the Mycroft, we do have a working drawing that we are developing to create a sliding type of center support bracket that's very similar to the one that's already developed in one piece for the Watson and the Holmes. This would probably require a center leg to provide extra support in the middle of that 4-foot span. On the 3-foot and 38-inch span of the Holmes and Watson, it's really not necessary, but it's something that could be added. So we're working on it. So all you Mycroft owners, please understand, we are not neglecting you or wanting to neglect you. We're working as hard as we can to improve and do things step by step as we develop them and make sure they work for you. So they are coming. Trust us, we will be working on it, and we'll do the very best we can to get you a good solution that's affordable.
We have a question. Do the cup holders and other accessories work with the rail, or is there an extra rail needed?
Yeah, we've had a few questions. If you notice right over here, I'm not sure if you can see this here. This is our rail, and the cup holders lock right into the rail. Well, the entire topper has the rails around it, and these just lock right into the rail system anywhere you go along. If you buy a rail, that is to convert half of your topper to a mini topper, or even 2 mini toppers with the rail accessory kits. And those are all with our locking system, so that you can add as many accessories as you like. Double cup holders, single cup holders, goblet holders, poker trays, super fun stuff.
Jim asked, question, how do I check if I have a Gen 1 or Gen 2 table?
That's a great question. One thought is, if it was before 2019, more than likely you have a Gen 1 topper. But if you look underneath your topper and feel against the rail, there'll be a long horizontal channel that's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not sure. That's an older rail there. I don't have one to show you right here. That's a great picture that we could show in the facts or something. But there's basically a channel underneath that. Interesting thought, everyone. Those of you that do own Gen 1, I had a long talk with my manufacturer today regarding the screw retention of a Gen 1 rail aluminum, and using some adhesive in a wide threaded screw that would allow us for you to connect your corner brackets to a Gen 1. It seems plausible. We're going to work on development on that to see if it can be done, and that we're comfortable that it'll be stable and reasonably easy to install. This will probably require a power tool for you to drill a hole so that it can actually be put in, and then it would be more of a permanent bracket that would be put in underneath your topper. So it'd still be a topper, but it wouldn't be as flexible as the new design. One thing we're finding, and this might sound bad, it's not intended, but a lot of people have 2 and 3 toppers. I know a lot of folks that have a big Mycroft for a certain type of gaming. They have a smaller unit to take camping or to take to game night and that kind of thing. And so there's always opportunities for you to upgrade into the new model, but that wasn't our intention. But that there is some opportunity for you to get more than 1 game topper, just like more than 1 TV in the house. That's bad, I know.
Jonathan asks, are the cross brackets, I think it means corner brackets, for the Watson and Holmes, or maybe he's meaning the long bracket, the center bracket, attached via screws, or is it removable without screws?
They do use the hammer screws that go into the rail, so it provides rigidity. It's also a bent steel product so that it provides the downward strength. It also, the cross supports that go horizontally with the table, those that are perpendicular to the center support, those there attached with 2 bolts. It's simple.
They all use bolts on the ends. They're not actually screwing into the aluminum.
Yeah, I call them a hammer screw, but it's actually a hammer bolt that locks into the channel, and then there's a nut on the end. They're easy to do, but it's a little fiddly. It's not like you're gonna be thrilled about taking them on and off all the time. It's not like you just undo the connector cleat and boom, you're done. But once these brackets are attached, you generally aren't going to take them off except the center supports, and it's just a few minute type of thing.
Bobby asks, will the Watson be compatible with the dining cover?
Yeah, absolutely. It's designed right now to be on the Watson and the Sherlock Holmes. We've had a lot of discussion about this, and we are talking about doing a minor redesign. I have to be careful. We've done all the cost analysis to make sure we do this well. This is a 3/4 inch powder coated black material. It's the same material that we use on our J.J. Burkton and the Lord Burkton meeple racks. It's performed brilliantly. It's firm. It's a stable material. It's sealed because of the powder coating. It's reasonably waterproof. You don't want to leave standing water on any wood product. So I'm not going to say, hey, just be careless with it. It's still a wood product, but it's durable. And for the price that we're talking, most of the hardwood table covers you're going to find out there are going to be at a minimum $400 to $500, and sometimes upwards to $1,200, $1,300, depending on the craftsmanship. And I love those things. Don't get me wrong. I'm all in. If that's what you want, go for it. But our product is designed to cover your topper nicely, provide a good solution to have dinner on, and protect from pets and things like that, and yet be reasonably cost effective.
Dirk asks, excited to get a Watson with the legs of leg kits. While waiting for legs, I was wondering, is a 72 by 30 folding table stable enough for the Watson? I'm worried about the 7.5 inch overhang on the short sides.
Yeah, great question. One thing that's nice about when you say a 6-foot table, the Watson is 60 inch play area, but the outside dimension is 67 inches. So your 6 foot is 72 inches. So you would have about 2.5 inches on each end exposed. That means your end rails are fully supported on that table. The overhang on the 30 inch compared to the 45 outside dimension of the Watson puts you at, like you say, the 7.5 inches. We've demoed them on that table at conventions, and it works just fine. People think, oh, if someone puts their weight on the end, is the whole thing going to flip? It's never flipped. It doesn't move. That the cross supports that are underneath our topper and the 3M rubberized material, you move the bottom table before you move. Now, if someone's going to do WWF wrestling on it, maybe they can do it, but it's never happened before, and you should be okay with that.
Jonathan asks, are there any new rail accessories announced or to be announced for Kickstarter 3 that weren't available in previous generations?
Yep. We have so many fun stretch goals. It's like, everybody has a different excitement level of what we're going to do, and then some folks, they might have seen something that they were hoping maybe was going to be available, and leg kit for a micro, for instance, and it's like, oh, I so wish I could do it now for you. I just need more time to do it, but it's like, I've got so many awesome things to offer. New thematic game mats, new accessories, storage bags. We have some stuff and package deals that are going to reward our backers for all their loyalty and save them money compared to them buying it normal a la carte. I have some fun stuff that I hope we're going to be able to unlock and be able to reveal. But every time I add something, it's a crazy amount of work and it's a big financial decision. I'm making decisions that are going to be smart for our company, good for our backers, and make sure that we can be here and stand the test of time, be in business to support you, okay? So I can't do everything, but what I can, I'm going to listen, and if I can do it, I'll do it.
Derek asks, is there any chance Wave 2 shipments could ship early?
It's a very good question. Wave 1 fulfillment shipments are from some existing product that is available for our manufacturer to build now. And that's why we're able to offer those as soon as July, August. We said August to build in a little bit of fluff, but that whole process is already in place. But there's very limited amounts, okay? So if you want a Wave 1 delivery, get in there right away. What Kickstarter in the world ever fulfills in 2 or 3 months? Not very many. We have a 5,000 square foot facility in our hometown that Josiah runs, and our team there is able to quickly custom pull every order. Our failure rate on that was extremely low. We did a great job. We're human beings, and there's times we've made mistakes, but we make that right, and we can respond so quickly. Well, my manufacturer is right in my hometown, and they're experts at this stuff. So when we do have something that we need to modulate, we're able to quickly respond and take care of those things. And if I was dealing with out of state or importing type of things, that could be real problematic. Wave 2 is scheduled for November. Everything is in place, including ordering the products in part of a forecasting method. We're going to wait till the pledge manager launches in June to make the final decisions, but all that has already been in place with our manufacturer and our other partners that are getting different components so that we should be able to deliver. Now, last year we had a lot of unexpected things happen. And last year was really something because we were 4 months ahead of schedule on some fulfillment. And then COVID hit, and it really messed with our manufacturers because a lot of them actually made PPE products. So their production staff was at half, capacity, and then they had to regroup. But in spite of that, we were able to continue to slowly modulate and get into production and deliver products within just a couple months of what we had actually promised in the first place. So it was remarkable, to be honest. If all goes well and we don't have any major supply chain problems, that's the biggest risk. I don't see any problem why we won't be helping people out in October, November, December. And we said January for European and overseas fulfillment. We hope to do better than that. And we'll keep you updated all along. You won't ever have to worry about not knowing what's happening. I don't think we're going to get through going through all the items. You guys have such great questions, and we're thrilled to answer each one. So please keep them coming. I'm happy to do this if this is good for everyone.
Jamie asks, I know it's not happening in this Kickstarter, but is there any consideration for a felt table mat for a future release?
Woohoo! No. We love our 3mm premium stitched edge mats. Honestly, I feel like it's one of the best materials to pick up your cards, to roll your dice. These dice towels are pretty cool too, by the way. These slide across the tray. You can probably see that a little bit there, but the mats allow us to do so much of the thematic artwork. And honestly, they're so much more durable, non-skid. partially water resistant even, and felt opens up a whole lot of other problems, and not a big fan personally, and I want to do what we know how to do well.
Mike asks, so I'm getting the Baker Street package, Wave 1,
Cool.
and the rail bundle. Will those come at the same time or spaced out?
Wow, that's a great question.
Yeah, so we have a limited number of accessory rails currently in stock. So it will partly depend on the exact number of those that we end up needing or having available. So it's possible. Currently, what's guaranteed for Wave 1 is the pledge level itself. So anything in that pledge level is guaranteed Wave 1. It's possible other add-ons will end up shipping at Wave 2, but it's also possible they could ship earlier. So.
We do have, with the Sherlock Holmes model in the luxuriant rail and the Watson, we have a little bit more availability on the order already also. So we kind of preemptively tried to accommodate for some of that. So it just depends on the volume. One thing that's awesome about this question is, even if you get Wave 1, if there's something like that is in the Wave 2, like the leg kits or the dining cover or anything else that becomes unlocked in this thing, it's just a few months on the heels of that. It's not like it's going to be another 2 years or a year that you have to wait. So we've made a lot of steps in production, prototyping, so that it's already in place. It's just a matter of us placing orders and facilitating some things. So
Zigma asks, why is the Kickstarter link not in the description? That is a great question. And the answer is because this is our first time using the streaming software, and we're still getting things figured out. But I will add that onto my list for the next time.
Thank you.
Ronald asks, will the leg kits work with the XL version of the Holmes?
That's another great question. It's been asked a lot. Currently, we are saying not yet. The reason being, when you put an XL leaf, that means you extend your topper to the XL 24-inch extra length. And that's for the Watson. That's for the Holmes and the Mycroft, or Moriarty even. And that requires an extra cross support. So currently we're not doing that because we haven't fully tested running 2 of those cross supports and finding the stability of the center, because that's 2 brakes. So you're starting to lose strength. We actually have an extra prototype, and next week we're going to do some additional testing to find out what's involved to ensure that that will work well. So, excuse me, more than likely down the road, that is a possibility. I'm not sure if we'll offer it here or not. It depends on if the testing proves, really over the top reliable, where we have no concerns about it. I'm always cautious about these things. Before I even went to Kickstarter in 2017, I spent $30,000 on every bit of money I could scrap up and borrow from my family and everything to make 60 toppers before I went to Kickstarter, to make sure these things worked, and tested them in conventions. And I just needed to know that for myself, because I don't want to give you something that I can't live up to my word on. And that's the commitment we have. So understand, it's never about us not wanting to do it, but I want to do it well. So that's why it does take, we're not Amazon, we're still a young company, but we're doing big things, but it all takes time.
Zigma asks, will there be dining covers for leaves?
And that's a great question. That's actually a discussion we're having right now about making a slight modification, so the 2 end pieces can be a certain dimension and the 2 center pieces could be a certain dimension. And if it doesn't affect the cost too much and the stability, we might be able to prototype that. And my watch keeps going on. We might be able to prototype that, and possibly before the end of the campaign, I'm not sure, but we'll be able to let you know whether it's doable. And that makes sense to us. And that also allows us to sell one of those pieces for the XL that would match that 24-inch piece. And one thing cool about these dining covers, we got to show you pictures, and we haven't yet, we will. But you could put, if you have a luxuriant model, that edge is designed to go over the wood. and protect it. And it has we've spent a bit of time on this, so it has just the right amount of edge bevel so that your hand is on it, that the amount that is left over, like I've heard some people mention, well, would a plate fit or fall off of it? No, it's not that much. It might look more exaggerated in the pictures than it actually is, but the design is so that it's ergonomically comfortable and that it's stable so that that piece won't break or anything like that. And you can put one of these end cap pieces on the end of your topper, so you can have a laptop computer, or you can have a DM screen for playing Dungeons and Dragons and still have the tabletop revealed. It's going to be super cool. I think people are going to like that.
Next question is, how do I add to my pledge? I would like to buy add-ons later on, and I would also like to promote the Kickstarter reaching more stretch goals.
Thank you so much. You can do either, whatever's best for your budget. You can say that you add up all the items that don't have a specific pledge that are add-on items, so forth, and say it reaches $500. You can pledge that amount now, and then in the late pledge manager, when that comes to you, if say, oh, I want to get an extra mat, you can just add that amount. The shipping will then be added in the late pledge manager. And likewise, you can go in for a smaller amount now and then spend more in the late pledge manager. It's up to you. The only limitation there is if you want to get in on wave 1 fulfillment pledges. That's some of the big topper packages that are available and the Watson topper. You need to do that now because that's a very limited amount of number. And once those are gone away, they're gone away.
And the way you add to your pledge is you click on the Manage Your Pledge button. It'll show up on Kickstarter if you're already back the campaign. And then there's an option underneath the main pledge where you can actually add additional funds. And so that's where you could put in that number that you added up for the other items you'd want. And then those funds are put as a credit towards when we send out the pledge surveys and you get to select your additional add-ons. Those additional funds are a credit that can be used there.
Exactly. Dan, thanks so much for thinking about us with the stretch goals, because we have not begun. Before we end this video, we might not go through everything here because I think we're answering a lot of the questions I was going to cover individually, because we have so many styles and so many things and configurations to offer. But I do want to talk about stretch goals because we have a lot more planned. They're not even, if we have about 40 of them that we're hopeful to do some things with, and they're all going to benefit our backers. They're going to benefit the packages and continue to add value. And many of them are, if we hit reasonable numbers that I know we need to hit, if we do those, I'm going to give back to you guys more and more. And hopefully when we get done, there'll be all kinds of stuff populating that graphic.
Justin asks, are there any unrevealed mats?
Unrevealed mats. Currently, the only thing unrevealed is a backer's choice option. And I got to be honest with you about that. This one makes me nervous because everybody has a different opinion and their art is very subjective. So we make a lot of stuff and not everybody loves everything, and that's great. That's why we make a whole bunch of stuff, because that's okay. If maybe you just like the plain mat, so you love the cobalt blue and the steel gray and the wood grain, or even the terrain green is a little more neutral, or crimson red. They're gorgeous. They're fantastic mats. If you're like me, you love theme, and if you're playing a space game, it better be on the space mat. If I'm playing a Viking game, I'm playing Blood Rage on the Viking mat, or I'm playing Reavers of Midgard, baby. It all makes it fun. With this people's choice, backer choice type of thing, we'll probably put out a survey after, this thing's driving me nuts. We'll probably put out a survey in the middle of the campaign, depending on where we're at in the campaign, and start to get everybody's feedback. I already know that there's some people want to train a theme mat. There's people that want an all-water mat. I've heard like a Mars mat. I've heard like a desert type theme. I've had some people talk about a horror mat. I honestly probably will only be able to do one. When we commission an artist, I have to find the right artist that we work with that can do that genre of art well. I've done all the art direction on all of our mats, where I have sent sketches to our artists, told them what I was looking for, giving them the feedback of what my backers want. We generally, all of the art assets are around the edge of the mat, so the center is pretty neutral. And if we have stuff that's more busy in the center, it's very muted palette colors, so it doesn't mess with your eyes, that type of thing. The mats that we're doing are, when you see these in person, you see all the testimonies about our mats. Just ask people. They'll go, Tom Bassel says, Burky, he's got the best mats in the industry, just the way it is. And that's not bragging. I own a ton of mats. And honestly, these mats are some of the best I've ever played on. They don't wrinkle. They don't keep, if you roll them up and take care of them, they'll last a long time. The stitched edge is amazing. The art is gorgeous. So we'll work on that stretch goal. That's not revealed yet. Excuse me.
So Mark asks, I love my Watson 2.0 with the leaf extension.
Ooh.
My least favorite part of my setup is my table. Would the potential solution for the center support for the Mycroft also work with the Watson with the leaf?
Exactly. The XL solution requires a separate bracket, and they probably will want something to connect the two in the middle as also, and possibly a center leg. That might require us to have a bracket for the leg to screw into that connects to those two brackets. So, you get into a lot of thought to make sure that works well, that it's cost effective. The thing I've learned in manufacturing, it's never whether you can do it. It's whether you can do it affordably and that people would want it. I would have loved to offer Mycroft products now, but I don't think anybody would have appreciated the price, to be honest with you. Shipping large product right now is a super big problem. I knew that I had to figure out a better widget. And so I want to do that thoughtfully so I can really not only meet the need of the desire for this function, but also that we do it with quality and cost-effective, thoughts in our minds. So.
Brian asks, I already own 2 of the wood flat pack dice towers. Are there any plans to have more wood towers or other accessories, or will it be plastic going forward?
Good question. What's really neat about our new dice tower system, this here is the dice tower accessory tray. It has these modular legs that plug into here that hook right on the rail. But then the dice tower, it actually just hooks right into these slots like this. Well, these dimensions of this here was made specifically so that it could fit wood inserts. So if people had their own laser cutters, they could make their own. We may do some partnership with some other people to do a wood version. As many of you know, our manufacturer that helped us with that last year is no longer doing it. And so we might have to form a different partnership. I've spoken with Broken Token before, and they're a great company. There might be things that we can offer. But we have some plans also for some other things with this system. Not only can you attach the dice corral, and not only can it go on the rail, boy, I tell you, not only can it go on the rail, it slides across the rail really nicely. You'll notice that there are slots in the tower. This is for privacy screens, and we have some fun stuff to talk about with that. But we want to get through this first week or so of the campaign before we reveal all the fun things. But that's kind of a long answer to your question. But yes, I think there is a possibility.
Judy asks, what kind of finish is on the walnut rails? Pictures look like a pretty flat finish.
Yeah, it's a natural catalytic lacquer, actually, that is very hard, but it brings out the natural color. We do put a slight additive so that we have a color matching type of finish on them, so that wood, the beauty of wood is that everything's unique. Every grain is a little different on every piece of wood, and that's the beauty of wood. I appreciate that. Some people like uniformity, and wood's not the answer for that. aluminum and paint is the answer for that. But we do put this additive so that we don't get huge variations in the color depending on the wood. And then likewise, when they're assembling, the assembly quality control team matches up colors as best they can as well.
James asks, so they're just double checking or triple checking that the legs do not work on the 1.0 models.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier in the video, and currently they do not, but we are working on a solution for our Gen 1 backers that we still need to test and develop, but had a good conversation with my manufacturer today about some possibilities. And I said, am I barking up the wrong wall if this being a good solution, or do we, I don't want to present it if it's not. And he goes, no, I think it's a very good possibility. We just want to do some testing before we do that. And honestly, we haven't, because we had put all of our money and effort in 2018 after our first prototypes didn't work out, and all the money we spent trying to make the Gen 1 stable and affordable, that we had to redesign our rail to incorporate that mechanical screw channel. And that was an expensive decision, but I know going forward, I believe it was a good one.
Mike asks, have you considered designing and selling a quality but affordable folding table specifically for the Game Topper system?
It's very interesting. We do have a couple thoughts, but I found that it's best for us to do what we do well first. And we're still growing, as you can see. We still have some other products that we need to develop fully. And we're going to focus on that first, and then we'll see. But we have some really special future plans that really, really might take us to a whole nother level of functionality and versatility.
Next question says, sorry I'm late. It was answered before. We'll watch the video later. About how well does the Holmes work with the legs?
Yeah, it works great. I jumped right up on top of it. It held a Burky, so that's saying something. We feel really good about the stability and the strength of it, and the reasonably ease of installation of that. If we put together a really complicated install, that I don't think that would have been great for our backers. So what we've developed is really pretty easy to install. We'll come up with a video in the future. Give us a little time. We've already shot the footage. It's not edited, and I need to do that thoughtfully. So it's already going to be a boring video, but it'll show you how the things work.
I think that partially answers the next question. Zigma asking, how much weight can the dining cover support?
I think it can hold 2 Burkies. And that's really saying something.
This is the dining cover.
Oh, the dining cover. Yes, it's very solid. I haven't done any actual testing particularly on it, but 3/4 inch powder coated material spanning 36 inches. It's very strong.
Jonathan asks, for the table covers, will there be a blocker stopper to prevent components from rolling under the covered portion when just using 1 or 2 of the?
That's a good question. We currently don't have that. I've seen that on other table companies where they actually do have a piece that could do that, so that you could have your end piece. I think it's a great idea. It's something I haven't honestly researched yet. It probably wouldn't be very difficult to do it. So that's a great question. I'll take a look at that and see what I can come up with that.
Let's see. John asks, third-time backer, any consideration of a middle extender with electrical plugs or USB ports, so an electric cord is underneath?
Thanks so much for backing all of our projects. You guys are awesome. It makes my heart very full. Thank you. I've looked at a bunch of stuff, LED lighting kits, USB chargers, and I know that some of the higher end tables that you spend $5-6 grand on have some of these options. Honestly, they're so cheap to get at Amazon and all these things. For me to try to do it and try to incorporate it into this rail would be really expensive, and I wouldn't feel good about selling it just because it looks cool. And we already have a phone charger. You know, it's like our components now they actually hold stuff really nicely for that purpose. And I could engineer it. I've talked about it. And every time I go down that road, it's like, well, why would they want to buy something from me that's 3 times more expensive that they just get off the Home Depot, you know? So the answer is we're not really focusing on it, but I love those things. I think they're great, but not really planning anything.
Ronald asks, will there be a Lord Burton without the meeple?
That's a possibility. We have a good amount of them now, but we might make different styles. We might make one with a dragon. We might do something with a Viking longboat. We have all kinds of thoughts. We've got a bunch of storage ideas. And so that, again, is future development. And one of the things that I love about our community is you guys have all these great ideas. I'm a gamer. That's why I did this. This was about us having fun. And so all of these ideas come from, hey, does this really work from a gamer's perspective? Is this functional? Is it fun? and is it cool? I mean, I love all that stuff. So a lot of the help that we have developed has just been because we are wanting to listen to you. We have a Facebook group called Game Topper Nation, and this place is great. Game Topper Nation, there's almost 1,000 people in there already. It's just cool. I said, listen, no customer service questions. If you need something, you email me at burky@gametoppersllc.com. You can email Josiah at support@gametoppersllc.com about any shipping information. He handles all that. We will respond to every one of you. So don't worry about that. But Game Topper Nation is just a place to show your pictures, show fun, ideas that you have. People have done light kits. People have, Raymond, he made calyx shelves for the center under table so he had storage for his XL homes. It was crazy cool stuff. That's the community we have. And I honestly, Game Topper Nation is like a brain trust to me. I rely on, hey, what do you think about this? I had an idea here a few months ago, and we had spent some money to develop it even. And I said, what do you think? And they told me what they thought. And it wasn't as cool as I thought after we got done because it was too expensive and maybe not as needful. But it spurred on a whole nother thought that allowed us to do something else really creative. And so I'm excited about the feedback we get from y'all.
Zigma asks, I would like a cobalt blue mat for my Watson XL. Will there be more mat options for an XL setup?
Absolutely. My daughter Hannah does all of our graphic design, and we work twice a week together for several hours going through all of the graphics, stretch goals, things that we're doing in the future. And one of the things that a lot of people want to know is, hey, how many mats are going to be unlocked in the 3x5 mat? How many mats will be unlocked in the XL mats? How about the smaller Hudson and Lestrade? Honestly, we can't do 20 mats of every size. It's just unwieldy. And the footprint and the cost of doing it just doesn't make sense for the volume of each mat. If we were doing thousands of each one, it would be different, but we're not quite at that level. We sell a lot of mats, but we're going to thoughtfully listen to you on the ones that you want. And we'll do the best we can to accommodate. And the answer is yes. Last time we unlocked 5, and we did 2 green mats, the green terrain and the green terrain hex. We're not going to offer the hex mat in the extra large sizes unless people really start clamoring for them, because they did not sell that well. The other XL mat sold really well, but I know a lot of folks that want the Viking. They want that new Vincent Dutrait, the Great Wall mat. They want that pirate mat from Yaroslav. Well, we're going to listen, and we're going to do the best we can for you.
Battlecry says, need a mat with a giant Burky in the center.
Nobody wants that.
Ronald asks, will there be another stream during this campaign? We're really liking this.
Oh, cool. Thank you. They used to do a Facebook Live or a Kickstarter live, and they took the feature away, and I talked to our rep about it too, and he goes, yeah, that was fun. I don't know why they didn't, but I think with the advent of Zoom, you know, we're able to get together. Josiah lives in our home, and so we're able to get together in our studio, and there isn't any issue. But going remotely, we're going to bring in a whole bunch of guests that couldn't come to our studio, but we can do virtually through our StreamYard program. And this broadcasts to YouTube, right to our Facebook page, and it'll archive on the YouTube, and I'll put links down at the bottom of the campaign page and an update. So if you can't catch it live, you can at least catch the question and answer stuff. We did, I think, like 6 or 7 of them last time. Kay King and her husband Andy came up to our home from Minneapolis all the way up to Fergus Falls, and talk about fun. We did one at a game store at Your Turn Board Games. That was awesome. This was a great experience for the backers and us. From what we could tell, people love the interaction. And I honestly, Josiah and I have had many talks about this, that no matter how big we become, how much we continue to grow, we're not going to treat people like Amazon, where you're just going to get static, auto-responsive emails. As much as we would like to not have to work as much as we do sometimes, we want, on the other hand, to interact with you. We want this connection. You're valuable to us, and I hope that comes across, because if I ever fail you, if I don't get back to you, if I make a mistake, please follow up. It's not intentional, because I've made a big commitment. And last year we went over 5,000 comments that I responded to through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, personal messages, emails, Kickstarter. I mean, it's crazy, the volume. I woke up to 87 messages the other day. Woohoo! We're here for you, and we're going to keep doing this. This is great.
Ryan asked, if I get an XL leaf for the Watson, how big a table do I need underneath it? How much overhang on the topper is okay?
Go ahead and answer it.
So generally what we recommend is not more than 7 to 9 inches of overhang on each side. The more supported your table is, the sturdier it's going to be. So anything beyond that, we don't really recommend. So for the Watson, it has a play surface of 38 by 60 inches. So the XL expands that to 38 by 84.
Correct.
And so then
91 outside.
The rails add 7 inches to the play surface dimension. So at that point, you're looking at a 45 by 92, or no, 91.
91. Yeah.
So that is kind of the size you're looking at. So you could go up to, 7 to 9 inches less than that, but the closer you are, the sturdier it's going to be. So
and what some people think is that it makes sense, in a sense that you think, well, the top of the topper is what would tip. It's actually the fulcrum point is at the floor, the leg of the under table. So if you have a poor under table, that affects the topper performance. But what we have found, most people have these plastic Costco, Sam's Club tables, and that's what we use at all the table conventions. You take 2 36-inch by 36-inch plastic folding tables, and you can put a Mycroft on it, and it actually makes them feel more stable because of this big footprint. Our toppers aren't crazy heavy, but they're stout, and it really works. It's amazing how it works.
Jonathan asks, do you have a teaser or special announcement for any extra show and tell for Kickstarter 3.0?
We have some stuff. We talked about a couple things with our accessories. We have some new bags and a partnership with a company that we're going to be talking about, but it's with Top Shelf Fun. And we're doing a high quality gaming bag that not only will hold our accessories, it also is great for your game nights, and it's a super tricked out bag. And we're going to offer some incredible specials on that. And William has been great to work with. We are working on several other things, and I'm still waiting on a few quotes before we actually review it and reveal it. And there's a lot of fun stuff coming up, so you stay tuned.
Judy asks, your mats are beautiful. I can't always see which ones have squares or hexes. Do any of the premium have those?
Good question. At the bottom of the campaign page, there's a video. And this was compiled by myself, and Jamie Keggy from The Secret of Ball helped me do some filming of these mats. And it's these really nice slow motion video of all of our mats. We call it a video mat catalog. If you go on our website, GameToppersLLC.com, you can see all the mats there on the mat page also. And that shows you a little better. It's because we have so many, it's really hard to list them all. You'll see the stretch goals, like you're seeing a bigger picture there next to the volcano mat that was unlocked. And the new Roman theme mat by Yaroslav it's off the hook. I can't stop looking at it. It's great. You're going to love that mat. We played Concordia and Tribune on it here not too long ago, and it was perfect. So that'll help you look at that a little bit more and see which ones, the red, the steel gray, and the cobalt blue have a small basket weave background in them that provides us to have high quality printing, and yet you don't lose your eye in any components, and that has that little texture to it.
Brad asks, can we have more overhang on a table more than 7 to 9 inches if we buy the joint kit?
It'll probably work. We've had people put toppers on smaller under tables. I don't want to recommend it because when you're starting to deal with physics, and I just don't want to tell people to do something that they shouldn't do. We still got to use common sense with these kind of things. So I really would recommend, if you're just using a folding table, they're inexpensive, get an extra one. They even make 18-inch folding tables. I know some people have a 30-inch and an 18-inch table next to one another for the big Mycroft. It's a very affordable solution, and it works great.
And yeah, one thing I just add on to that is, had one other question on the Kickstarter of having some legs attached to one side of the topper.
Oh, yeah.
With it hanging off of a table on one side. And that would totally be possible as long as the height of your table is close enough to the legs. So the legs are 28-inch legs, and then they have an adjustable leveler on them that can go about another inch. So as long as your table was around that close enough height, that is a possibility there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it seems like we are
just a Gil has got a question. Oh, he said loves the Roman and the pirate mat.
No. So we're pretty much caught up with questions here. Do you want to go through?
Let's because we're going for a while here, and I don't want to be redundant with anyone or waste your time talking, but let's go down to the stretch goals and let's just talk about a few things. But before we do that, let's just run down to the table leg kit, just to give everybody a little bit of picture. You're gonna up to the leg kits there, yeah. Okay, right, a little further. We're scrolling. All right, here we go. The leg kit, you're going to notice there, you're seeing that these do have levelers on them that goes in, and about an inch is about the best that we recommend that you retract them. It's mostly to level, not really to raise the height, but they're 28 inches. You'll notice that this bracket is steel and that the leg screws into it. I say that again because I know it was asked as a question, but that's how the system works for anybody that would maybe be viewing this at a later date. We're going to have these thoughtfully packaged as well. So these are going to ship in a separate package that is going to be durable to withstand so they don't get damaged, basically. And it's also more cost effective to ship it that way. So going down is the dining cover. And you see there, we actually are going to have a rubberized material similar to what is under the rails to help protect the top of your rails and keep it from moving and that type of thing. These are reasonably water resistant. I've had some questions that people have asked, well, can you spill water on it? Well, I've seen these demonstrations of the water being spilled on these multi-leaf systems, and it's great, but water has a way to find a way. These appear to be really good, but if you leave a lot of water on wood, you can have issues with that, and it can leak. So that kind of thing, I think they're designed in a way that the overlapping lips are going to help protect that really well. But you always want to wipe up your spills quickly. And we're working on the dimensions of that. I think you're going to really like it. I know the one corner picture there makes it look a little gray. It's actually black. It's the same color as the powder coat. It matches beautifully. It's really nice. While we're there, I'm going to move the camera, and we're going to show you one of these leaves real quick. So stay with me here. This is something a lot of people were interested in, and I'm going to pan over. We're ready for panning? All right. We're going to pan over in our studio here, and right there, I have an Adler topper. All right. On top of that Adler topper, that's a Walnut Adler with our leg kit installed. I'm going to show you the stability of it. I'm not going to jump up and get on it. But I'm going to show you the bag for the dining cover that we've developed, and then I'll show you a little bit of a close-up of the leaf also. So here, I hope the volume is okay. Never supposed to stand in front of a camera, but I am. Okay, this is the bag. It's a heavy 1/2-inch foam padded bag, and what we've done is we've taken this bag with a heavy-duty double zipper, and each leaf goes in, and then there's a separator in between them. So there's 4 of these separators in here, so that keeps each of them protected nicely. You're going to see here, and this is a prototype. There's a couple things, to be honest with you, that we're going to improve from this prototype, because we noticed that there was a little bit of overspray because they did the corners after the main top. There's some procedures. I'll make sure that they look great. But you're going to see here, here's my fingernail, and you can see the edge. It's not very pronounced. It's not like a plate is going to hang off and fall off. It's very comfortable on your arm. They're really nice. And this here fits right on top of your table really nicely. They go in the bag well. These bags are a bit expensive to make because of see if I can get you in the camera here. They're a little bit expensive to make. They're going to be a $79 retail. They're large. They cost a lot for us to ship here as well, but we're going to offer those for a stretch goal, and we're going to blow you out of the water with the price we're going to offer on those. We want you to get the bag because it's going to protect your leaves, and it's going to ship then in that bag if we're able to do that too. We'll have another solution too with foam and so forth, but this is a really nice bag, and it's really nice to, these leaves. This is a heavy duty package here, but it's a strong bag. Now you see the Adler topper, and this here has our Roman theme mat on it. Beautiful, just love this. The premium walnut, and this here you can see the topper. I'm jumping all the way on it with no problem. Nothing is really moving. I do not want to give the impression that this leg kit is like a several $1,000 heavy-duty Amish table. It's not that. It's not a solid wood table, but it's a really good, reasonable solution. So I think Josiah's going to run the camera so we can do a little better job there. But it's heavy-duty. It's not going to vibrate a lot to where your game pieces are going to move. When you're sitting down at it, it doesn't move. The cup holders and all the functionality of our topper system is just very nice. They just lock into place. And this is one thing we wanted to show you too. This is our new collapsible cup holders. Now, we developed these last year. These expand. They fit in a little rubber gasket inside of the actual topper or the component tray. You're going to see here, there's this little channel. And what that does, I don't know if you can see that well or not. And then this here cup holder fits inside of there. This here just pops right down in there. These are awesome. I love these things. And what's really great about these is you can fit a can of pop in the hole. You can see that there. Maybe that's not, the lighting isn't quite great. There you go. And then we have component wells that are here. But one thing that last year we had this cup holder, and when we unlocked a bunch of stretch goals, we decided not to have the acrylic in the basement or in the floor of it. We offered the acrylic covers for the top. This time around, we actually have a heavy-duty cardboard cover that's going to go, and an acrylic offering that has dry erase pens that are really cool. And these acrylic pieces, I'm jumping ahead of myself a little bit here, but this acrylic piece, this fits on top, so you have a component, but it also, you can use it as a scorecard. So it works really great. And then these are dry erase. They just wipe right off. So you can use it for that functionality. But there's certain water bottles, you know, like those square Fiji water bottles, and they would hit the corner and just not quite sit perfectly. Most of the stuff, big cups for coffee with handles fit in here great. The large water bottles fit in here great. But we did something, and this is a fun little story, but we had developed this, and I had one of those days that it's like, is anything going to go right today? And I opened this package, and for a small thing, I was so thrilled. I got to tell you, I love these. These are a little rubber logoed piece. They're 4 millimeters thick, and they're pretty firm, and they fit right in the bottom of that tray. So now you can have a flat surface that will be totally flat for anything that's irregular, or if you just want to put chips in here, it's dishwasher safe. You can throw these in the dishwasher. And these things, they just pop down like that, so they're that thin, fit right in your bag. I mean, look at that. These are awesome. And they're so versatile. You can even put a notebook computer on them. You can use them for component trays. You can have it's designed here so they can go over your center cleat of your topper, so you can have one person on each side sharing a cup, or having one cup and then having a place to store stuff, or to use it like a bank if you're playing a lot of different games. So these are really functional. And like I said, the leg kit provides a nice solution that gives you a portable table, in my opinion, that's better than a folding table. It's stronger, it's more stable, and yet I don't want to oversell this to you folks and say that you don't expect you're getting a multi-$1,000 heavy-duty table that you can't move, you know. But those things are not made to be portable, and they're not made to be affordable. They're beautiful. So, and these here look originality, I think, for the price. So I think with that, we'll go back here, answer a few more questions, and I think I've been able to show you a lot of some of these functions. All right, so my producer's going to come back here and see what questions there might be. It's already 4:19, so we're probably going to wrap this up here, probably just in another 10 minutes. We'll try to go through a couple of these questions, and then we'll come back at another time.
There haven't been too many more here. Let's see.
Dead air. There
we go. So Gil asked, will the unlocked XL mats have a combo option?
That's a great question, Gil. Currently, We're almost at 300,000 where we unlock the double mat bundle. The double mat bundle, the prices that we have in the mats are really good prices. They're significantly discounted from the standard prices. However, if you buy 2 mats, you are going to get a discount on both of the mats, and you're going to get 2 of the mat storage bags free. That's like a $30 value. But wait, there's more. Shipping. When you ship 1 mat in the United States, the same thing happens overseas, but at different levels. 1 mat ships for $15, but 2 mats ship for $20. So you actually save $10 in shipping by buying 2 together. So we have that mat bundles unlocked in several different options. More than likely, we will give some options for our XL backers, because we have a lot of folks from the last campaign that bought XL bundles, and we're going to have a bunch more this campaign, and so that's a great idea. This is kind of cool. They can see the quote right on the screen.
Yeah. Jonathan asked about the bag for the legs, which we just showed off. So
okay,
it's good. Trent says, need Game Topper shirts.
You know, we made some custom hoodies, like this hoodie that Josiah is modeling, and we have made some T-shirts. And my daughter said, "Why don't you sell these, Dad?" We even have these really cool mugs made, which are kind of fun, and little potbelly mud, so it resembles Burky, and they're kind of cool. So if people want them, we'll make them available.
Let's see. Jacob asks, I managed to damage one of the connector cleats. Can I get a spare?
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah, email us. You can email me at support@gametoppersllc.com. We can help you out.
Yeah, we our first generation connector cleats were actually wooden, and now they are all HDPE, so it's really tough to damage the connector cleats that we have now too. But like you say, if you ever have anything that you need help with, Josiah does a great job at support@gametoppersllc.com. There's a lot of comments of people just saying, "Hey, love our topper. This is great." We're primarily clicking on the ones that are questions. So thank you all for the wonderful comments. We don't want to dismiss or not recognize you in there. That's fantastic. We've had a lot here to try to keep up with.
I have a question. Can I order an extra storage bag with my mat bundles?
An extra storage bag? That's a great question. And the answer is yes, you absolutely can. They'll be in the late pledge manager, but we have a stretch goal because we know lots of folks have lots of mats, and we want to help you with several different sizes, and that is for sure a possibility.
Justin asks, if I got the collapsible cup holders last Kickstarter, will I be able to just get the cup holder inserts?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that we probably are not going to put as a separate line item in the campaign or anything like that, but we're always, if we can accommodate, we always will. So you can contact us at support.
Yeah, I think you might be.
Oh, was you referring to the smaller these here? These here, we're calling these our bottom coasters. These are I've already been unlocked in a stretch goal. Get a set of 4 of them for $9.99, normally $15. But we just about ready to unlock a stretch goal where you're going to get 4 of these free with any of our packages. So that's really cool.
David asks, will you be making the legs available for the bigger toppers like the 6x4?
We've talked about that quite a bit earlier in the show, but the answer is in future Kickstarters, that is in development now. So we haven't forgotten about any of our Mycroft backers. We love you. We are working on it, just not ready for this campaign.
Jonathan says, if I order a mat, do you still offer the option, or if If I order a mat, do you still offer the option to have you and Josiah sign the back of the mat?
Well, the back of the mat is kind of hard because it's just black neoprene rubber. I don't think it would stick, but I did hand sign all of the sculpted Viking and dragon toppers. I even custom pulled out all of the wood and matched them myself and installed every one of those rails. So those have a little Burky musk on them.
Any chance of a 3-mat bundle?
That's a great question. However, we have 2 stretch goals at the bottom of the page that are, the price is not revealed yet, but these are designed to be backer loyalty rewards, where we are willing to take a lot less money to give you a really good deal. Honestly, I've ran the numbers on this, and if a bunch of people took me up on it, I am throwing away a lot of money. But I'm doing it because I think it'll be great for all you all that want. Last time we had some people that wanted 12 mats, and we said, well, just buy 6 double mat bundles. But I'm listening, and we have our wonderful mat racks. And the first Kickstarter campaign, people liked them. We didn't sell oodles of them. You know, it was 100, whatever it was of each one. But we have additional product available for that, where you can get 4 mats with the J.J. Burkton mat rack, and the price is amazing. You almost get a mat free. In fact, you do get a mat free with that bundle. The Lord Burkton 6-mat holder with the 2 metal bars and 6 mats and 6 storage bags, you essentially get the whole Burkton rack free. It's a crazy good deal. It's only available in 4 styles. You can't mix and match. It's super weird and tricky for us in the late pledge manager to do that. So it's like, if you own a Watson and you want 6 mats, that's the way to go. It's a fantastic deal. You always can buy them individually, but we're working out some rewards for everyone.
Ann asks, could there ever be a 2-rail, 1 extension leaf, 2-mat bundle to turn a homes into 1 3x3 plus 1 3x5?
That, you guys are awesome. Tons of people did that, and it's amazing all the permeations that our product has for versatility, from the mini toppers to the extended toppers to the really long toppers. We've had a bunch of people that have said, hey, can I cover a pool table? Yeah, that's exactly why we did the Mycroft in 3 pieces. It's 2 24-inch pieces to make the Moriarty. The leaf, we make a 4x6, add another leaf, 4x8. Same thing, the Lestrade. You add the 24-inch, 36-inch Holmes extension. You got a 3x5. People love this stuff. As far as the bundle goes, we have the leaf bundle already, and we have the rail bundle. But we might take a look at some of those other options. It's usually most cost effective to buy a regular topper and then a rail extension to get half a topper. That's usually the cheapest way to do it, but there's all kinds of permeations.
Does the mat rack only store mats which are not in bags?
It's a great question. We have one of the holes is 5 inches around. 5 of the holes on the Lord Burkton are 4.5 inches. That accommodates the bag when they're stored in the bag or without the bag. So it works fine all the way up to even the biggest mats we have, the 4-foot by 8-foot Mycroft XL mats fit in there.
You can see right up here, there's a couple of them in bags right there. So we try to display the ones out here without bags because it lets a little more of the artwork show, looks a little better, but they store really nicely in the bags.
And there's a clear window. Our bags are not these are really nice bags. They're heavy duty. They've got carrying straps. They have hangers on the end and a clear vinyl window so you know which mat is in there. And it has a double zipper so you can go from both sides. And very nice.
Ryan asked, any sort of deal in the Kickstarter on just the dice tower pieces? I have 4 of everything else from the last Kickstarter. Oh,
great. We do offer the dice towers themselves individually. We do have a double dice tower bundle that includes the entire kit. If you're going to get these currently, we only offer this as a separate, but the packages like the Scotland Yard, the Baker Street, the Reichenbach Falls package comes with a dice accessory tray. One thing you're going to notice is that we have a stretch goal up for the legs to be added to a package at no charge. That's another $10 value. We can take a look at some options to do that with this product as well.
Someone mentions that they can fit the rails in the Lord Birkin rack too, and yes, we actually, that's part of the reason for the largest hole that we have on the mat racks is you can fit a rail in there.
Yeah, I was going to say that even the rail in its bag will go in there, so you got a nice place to store it vertically.
I don't suppose you know if your cup holders fit in the rail system of a Rathskeller's table.
They do not. It's a totally different design. Rathskellers make some beautiful products, so kudos to them, and they're great people from Greece. But yeah, our stuff is not interchangeable.
Ellen and Ann both just saying they loving their toppers.
Ellen Kirby, Ellen and Randy from We Game Together. That's fantastic. Yeah, they have one of our premium walnut Watsons. And I got to tell you, if you go to the bottom of the Kickstarter page, you're going to see a video from We Game Together. And it was so fun watching their eyes light up as they opened up this package. And they opened it up from the bottom side. And so after they pulled the topper out, the accessories were on the other side. And Ellen, she crawls into this box just like little kids having fun with cardboard forts, and they're so fun. I love these people, and go check out their stuff. They do a lot of live streaming, but they made a really cool video showing all the features of the dice tower and the packaging, which was really cool for someone to, you can see how much effort we've put in to make sure these ship well. We spared no expense, let me tell you.
That catches us up with questions.
Well, let's just go all the way down to the bottom of the stretch goal. I'm just going to go through a couple quick things because stretch goals are one of the ways that we get to continue to reward our backers and give you more. Everything is generally geared towards either a bundle that gives you a special price where it's all put together, or, you know, it's like we're the American Pickers of game candles. So we've got all kinds of stuff that we bundle together. That's what Frank does on American Pickers, if you've seen that show on the History Channel. But we also are giving extra value to people that are buying packages, or we're going to continue to include things. You'll notice that our game tote, which is a super nice bag that holds ticket to ride size boxes of games, that's included in all of the Wave 1 pledges. That's a $25 bag. You know, we have it on the store for $19 if you buy it by itself. So $20 value, whatever you want to call it, but it's a nice bag and you're getting it free. We're going to do all kinds of that stuff. Just keep watching, stay with us, come back to the campaign, check out where we're at. And we would love it if you would please help us share. If we hit numbers, it's going to be good for everybody. Everybody's going to get more. If we do less, that just means we can't do as much as we had hoped. But we want to. So let's keep pushing and let's keep sharing this thing and upgrade everybody's gaming experience. So Wave 1 delivery, that's all of our unique packages that are going out in July. August is the way we're saying it on the Kickstarter, but there's several of those packaged, but you got to get in on those now. There's not that many left. And then we're going to go through this real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one. Our standard toppers, there was a little confusion about this with some folks, that our standard pledge, if you just bought a Watson by itself, it comes with a 2mm mat. Well, mostly what we sell are the 3mm premium stitched edge. What that graphic is saying is that if you bought just a plain Watson, you get the 2mm mat comes with it. We're going to let you upgrade it for a fraction of the cost to all of our premium mats of your choice. So that's just a nice add-on. There's the game tote bag that we're giving away with every package. And then here are the covers that are going to be printed of hard cardboard, just like a board game, that are going to go over your cup holders. Those are included now. You see that. The Roman mat. It's gorgeous. Yaroslav Radecki, who did Reavers of Midgard and After the Empire. It's just spectacular. We love this mat. The Volcano Mat from Joshua Calloway. Joshua's a great guy, beautiful artwork, and he made this super cool volcano mat with, you've got the castle in the background there that's, lava fields coming into it. These are the coasters that are available for $10 now for a set of 4. The Great Wall by Vincent Dutrait. This, Vincent, what a wonderful guy. He lives in Korea, and we had this idea to make a really thoughtfully designed ancient Asia type of mat, and we're calling it the Great Wall. He actually paints this stuff, and then it's digitally rendered. It's remarkable. Love that. We played Dragon Castle on that the other day from CMON version, and it was just perfect. And we played Yedo on it, and that was just a great experience. There's a storage bag for the Leaf accessories. It's a $59 bag. That bag is very similar to the bag that I showed you for the dining cover. And we're including that with every bundle of the XL bundles. That's a $59 value. You're getting it free. Here it is, the double mat bundle. We talked about it, but you're going to get the selection of all the unlocked mats. You're going to be able to buy 2 of them. You're going to get them at a discounted price. You're going to get 2 of the mat storage bags and combined shipping that saves you another $10. Huge savings there. You're going to see that with every package at $315,000, you're going to get a set of 4 of these coasters. Our double rail bag, this would work great for the leg kits. It has a divider in between. You can put a rail or 2 rails or a rail and a bag. It works great. That's a really functional bag. Stay tuned for more stretch goals on that with our rail bundles. Here's a set of our poker chip trays. You see these here. I think I have one behind me. These poker chip trays, I have my Roxley poker chips here. These here lock right into the rail, but they also, you can use the leg kits that come with the dice accessory trays. They're interchangeable, so you can have it on top of your topper sliding across it. And that's a 4-pack, which saves you a bunch of money. You're going to see here the Mycroft. We've already unlocked the Adler Walnut upgrade and the Moriarty. That's what we're sitting in here. But adding to the Mycroft, that gives you the upgradability. We've never offered our biggest toppers with the 48-inch wood available, and now they're available. We had a lot of people saying, hey, I want a premium one. We're not offering them in oak, but we are offering them in walnut, and they're spectacular. It's gorgeous. Then we have a double dice tower bundle. This includes 2 sets of legs, 2 of the dice trays, 2 of the dice corrals, 2 of the dice castles, and that is a significant savings over buying them a la carte. You almost get one of them free. So then we have the clear acrylic covers that we were mentioning that have the dry erase pen, so they can be scorecards. It's a great feature and provides a hard surface that's really durable and washable and that type of thing. Plexiglass has gone through the roof. The prices of that stuff right now is super expensive, but we're making some really good prices on that. And then you're seeing that we have get a double rail storage bag, the one we just showed you, the $25 bag. You're going to get it free with all of the rail bundles there. That's going to be with the double rail bundle coming up, actually. The pirate mat, Armageddon. This is from Yaroslav Radecki. Look at this thing. It's got the bottle of rum down in the corner. It's got that dagger stuck in the corner of the mat. It's got some beautiful little Easter eggs all around the artwork. They're all my babies, but this thing is awesome. When we opened it up, we were like, this is crazy cool. There's a set of the legs for the 2 dice trays that are included in the packages. So instead of buying them separately, they're included because you can use these dice trays as just accessories. Now we're including the legs for free. And here is the game hall bag. We'll show you better pictures. We're not sure if our sample is going to get here. We've got the fabric sample. We have a design from the Secret Cabal Gaming Podcast, our good friends, Jamie Kagi and the crew over there. They had partnered with Game Hall to make their bag, and ours is essentially the same thing, just our logo, our color scheme. These are some of the best ones that I've ever seen out there. There's a lot of different bags, but these are awesome. They're really geared towards that gamer to take your games to game night, protect them. But they're also, it's amazing, our double cup holders fit right within that footprint. Really cool. We also have the Cthulhu Map. That's pretty awesome. I worked with Richard Lanius, Arkham Horror fame, and talked to him about some themes with Cthulhu. And we came up with this idea of him coming out of the darkness and the island coming through and the waves and the old frigate, you know, that's Age of Sail type of thing, and super cool. And then you're seeing that we are actually going to offer a complete package we call the Virtuoso Bundle, where you get 4 single cup holders, 2 of the big double trays, all of the collapsible cup holders, and the cardboard covers. And instead of paying $260 or whatever, you're going to get the whole bundle for $199. And that's going to save you a bunch of money. That was actually something we were able to save you money from our last campaign even, because we're starting to amortize our cost. You're seeing a storage bag bundle, and I think we don't have to keep going through there. They're on the website, on the campaign, but all of this is designed to save you money, to give you more value, and then likewise, as the campaign goes along, we will do our best to listen to the feedback we're getting and see if there's anything we can help to improve. And if I can, I will. I'm not going to make stupid business decisions, but because I can't be everything to everybody. But if I can, I will do what I can. So my backers know that. You guys all know that we work hard for you and we want to do our best. So is there any other questions before we close off?
Answered a couple just in the chat, but one last one says, I feel like European mat delivery took a very long time to get delivered in the last Kickstarter, and it sounded like there were some logistical issues. Delivery this time around seemed much faster. Has something improved with logistics?
Well, I'll let Josiah answer a little bit, but honestly, the only reason that happened was COVID. It took us longer to deliver our products in the United States and to get all that because of production. And we couldn't send the stuff to Europe until we had all of the product produced. We couldn't send just partial orders. The reason we're able to send the products to Europe at the price we are, these prices are unheard of. You even look at the people that are making tables in Europe and what they charge for shipping. We're right there. And it's because we're shipping a whole 40-foot container of product across the ocean that the price per piece gets down. But if I sent one topper individually, it costs $800. So the way we're able to do this for you, and then to have a EU-friendly scenario where we pay the VAT for you, so you don't have to pay it. You're going to be charged for it, but we're taking care of all of that for you. And our logistics partner in Germany, it's Fulfillment Europe, Melanie Dulsner. These people have been fantastic. We didn't have one problem with delivery with these people. And once they received the product and our orders were to them, they were out just like that. We have a great scenario, but last year was just a big mess. And it had nothing to do with it taking too long. It had, because of Europe, it had to do with product delivery problems related to COVID. Hopefully that won't be the case this year. But once we ship all the products made and we receive it here, and that should happen in October, November, we will send out all those orders. Then we will send the big container to Europe, to the UK and Australia, and pretty quick turnaround we expect this year.
That's about it.
Well, everyone, it's been, I feel like I've been talking forever, so I hope this was interesting. I hope we answered your questions well. If we've not done that, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I hope what we're doing really enhances your gaming and upgrades every game you play. And that's our passion about why we do this. And it totally thrills me when I get the feedback. It happens so often. People just say, Burky, I can't believe that I can now own a really high quality table. And I never thought it was possible, that this is affordable, it's beautiful, it's functional, and they're having so much fun. And they also have come to know that you guys can trust what we're saying and that we will deliver on what we're saying. We've got some experience, we're better, we're still human beings, but we work hard and we don't take it lightly. We appreciate all of you. And my heart is really full. I cannot be more grateful. So I really want to thank you all for that. And let's keep the energy up. Let's do the $1 Million Club, baby. If we do the $1 Million Club, fun things are going to happen. I got to tell you. Thank you again. And until next time, this is Burky and
Josiah.
We'll see you later.